Although he grew up in Benin, it was in Lagos that him and his band members found fame. His name is associated with some of the best music productions in Nigeria. He's been all over the world with top musicians, and though some of his peers stayed back, he came back to Nigeria to hold fort. Let's meet this legend on Tales of Our Legend.
My name is Amos McRoy Osifu, formerly known as Amos McRoy Jeg. I'm a songwriter, I'm a music producer, I'm a performing artist, and to the glory of God right now, I'm a shepherd in his vineyard. I'm a pastor. The police in a downtown riot. Downtown riot. Yeah, while growing up as a child, while in primary school, St. Benedict Primary School, Ubiaja in Edo State, in primary 4, I was made the head of the cultural group because then the teachers just discovered that I would get anything like plank or whatever, carve it into guitar and put strings on my own, get a motorcycle clutch, tie them together, and the show starts. So they just discovered that I have that inkling for music or entertainment. So from primary 4, I was made the head of the cultural group of the school till we finished. Also, I got to secondary school, Edo College in Benin City. In class 2, I also joined the musical band. From that class 2, started performing in about 3 programs in NTA Benin, Music Panorama, Assizes, and Youth Forum. I started music really from the Church of the Lord in Benin City, myself and Majek Fashek. Majek started with trumpet, I started with guitar. Along the line, I had to teach Majek guitar. So we started playing, when we started performing together in NTA. While we were in NTA, a friend of ours came back from New Jersey in America called Black Rice. So the 3 of us came together and we decided to put a group together. And the first name of the group was RAM. R for Rice, A for Amos, M for Majek. So along the line, another friend of ours came from Italy, Dennis Cecilia, joined the group. So thereafter, in a short while, we moved to Lagos. Then we incorporated other people into the group. Since we incorporated all these people into the group, the name of the group has to change from Rams, Rice, Amos, and Majek. So, and while we were deliberating, somebody just mentioned, yeah, jar walking stick. I would say, yeah, that is fantastic, Jasticks. Sticks. Because somebody just mentioned the miracle walking stick, the stick that God gave to Moses in the wilderness and all that. We say, yeah, we have that concept of reggae being a kind of a healing kind of genre in the music entertainment industry, sort of a conscious music. So we felt we have that consciousness that through music we are going to heal the nation. So as we were deliberating, somebody, like the stick of Moses, say, yeah, Jasticks, jar walking stick. So we decided to spell it not directly. Now J-A**STIX, Jasticks. And to the glory of God, the group became a household name. And we worked with so many artists, people like Terracotta, all Eviedna's production, late Raskimono, Oris Wuliki, several of them. In fact, recently I was going through my archive and I saw about 200 albums that I participated in, either as a producer or as a session man. And I was like, wow, so we have really come this far. Then personally also, I have done 3 records. The first one for Tabansi Records, titled Cool and Deadly. The second one was a gospel job, Harvest of Victory. And the third one, Heal Our Land. Right now, I'm working on the 4th album. And it's going to be a collection of worship songs. But then we were under a label called Jasticks Records in Antony Village, number 15A, Sylvia Crescent, Antony Village. Then the MD, late Frank Eke, traveled to Germany, had some issues. He couldn't come back on time. And the manager who was on ground, Boniface, started behaving funny. Okay, let's terminate the contract because Jasticks was in Germany for over 2 years. And the contract was running. The job we had started in Shanolu Records in Jebode couldn't be completed because there was no money. And we felt, how do we move forward? So, okay, we decided, okay, this guy can't keep tying us down. Let's go solo. So say, okay, Majek, you go solo, why I go solo? After everything, when Jappers come back, if we can find a meeting ground, then we all come back again. That was how that album came out under Tabansi. Because of the spirituality, the level of spirituality we were, so it kind of, we infused the music with what we had in us. And I remember vividly, when the record was the first time it was played on Sokoto TV. And before that time, rain had not fallen for almost a year. They were like experiencing drought in Sokoto. The very evening that the video was played on NTA Sokoto, there was massive rainfall. It was during the network news, Daladi Bako, who was the network newsreader that evening, called Majek the Rainmaker. That was how that name came. Said a prophet has been born, the Rainmaker. It was Daladi Bako that gave Majek that name, the Rainmaker, from the event of that rainfall in Sokoto State. Then another thing that happened was several places. Once we start that song, rain will start falling. When the United Nations celebrated, I think 50th anniversary or something, immediately we started that song. In the summer, rain started falling. Diana Ross jumped up from where she was sitting and came on stage and hugged Majek. Said, wow, we've never seen this before. Summer, immediately we started that song, Send Out the Rain, Heavy Rain. Me and Majek, we started from the church. Started from the church choir. We had this spiritual competition, sort of. If Majek did 3 days dry fasting, I would do 7 days dry fasting. Friday, we'll go for 14 days dry fasting. That was how we grew up. In fact, it got to a stage, the bishop at the church had to stop us. Say, you children, don't harm yourself. This fasting is becoming too much. So you see the nature we brought into, even when we came to Lagos, that is how we were living. That is how we were living. Wow. It's purely spiritual. So that affected the records and all that, and also spilled over to all the jobs we participated in. I can't remember us participating in any job that did not make wave. The basic difference between me and Majek was that I was more or less an introvert. Majek was more or less an extrovert. Majek was the outgoing type, I was the indoor type. In our time, we were musicians. Today, what you have are more or less entertainers. In our time, we were doing the show. We were more concerned about the show. But today, they are more concerned about the biz. It's supposed to be showbiz. We were musicians through and through who were concerned about the show. In our days, like it's a concert, Reggae Sunsplash in Lekki Beach, and you have series of bands playing. People don't just come to watch the front liner, sort of. As a basis, I had my fans. I had people who would come to National Theatre and they will scream my name from beginning of the show to the end. They are my fans. In fact, I tell you a story. I was producing somebody, late Bestagoha. I'm sure you remember him, Bestagoha and Masha. I was producing late Bestagoha at EMI Studio. And somebody came with him that morning. We worked from that morning till around 2. Best kept referring to me as Oga, Oga, Oga. So it was around 2. They said we should go for lunch. I said they should just buy me something. So he was going out, then he came back with the guy and I said, Oga Amos, what should we get for you? And the guy was like, which Amos? I said, that's Amos McRoy. And this guy screamed. I said, eh? And I'll be sitting here with you. And the guy told me that he's from Jos. And he has all the Nigeria artist albums. Why? He say any new song he heard from any record shop, he will go there and say, let me see that album. He will look if my name was on it. Once he saw my name, he will buy it. And he never knew that he was sitting with me. Then there was no telecommunication the way we have it today. But there was this Not 9 Not. The guy had Not 9 Not. Big boy. And he called his wife in Jos. Say, baby, guess who I am here in the studio with? And the wife was like, who? Said, you won't believe it. Amos McRoy of all people. And the woman screamed in Jos. They were my fans. We will go to Jos to perform Rock Garden Hotel, and people are screaming, hey, man, yes, oh, Black Riser. Everybody had their fans. It's not like today. You go to watch Two-Face, it's Two-Face you are watching. You go to watch the band, it's the band you are watching. And nowadays, it was not like DJ track 2. What you have on record, you play it live. No DJ track 2. I noticed something, and I also noticed that with people like Fela. I discovered that every African artist that has come and domiciled in America, their value dropped. But those that were coming to do what we call hit and run, their value kept rising. Lucky Dube will come, hit 4, 5, 10, 15 cities, go back to South Africa till next summer. While people that were there, your value dropped so much, you ended up playing in coffee shops and all that. I told myself that was not my dream. I was not going to do that. But when I told my guy, bro, I'm going back, he was like, everybody wants to stay. I said, I'm not everybody. When I came back, there was the rumor that, oh, they've deported Amos. I just laughed. Because how can the whole group be back in America and him alone is back to Nigeria? Because the shows had finished. And the quality of shows that were beginning to come were beginning to diminish. I can't be part of that. With all humility, I would say everybody that mattered in the industry wanted to work with Amos McRoy. Everybody, both the upcoming and those that were there, everybody wanted to work with Amos McRoy. So my coming back was not as if I was coming to start from ground zero. In all sincerity, I will tell you what a lot of people wouldn't want to talk about. We lost Majek to spiritism. Mind my words, spiritism, not spirituality. They are two different things. We lost Majek to spiritism. And I always tell those who care to listen that what pains me most is that the two people that led him into it are not alive to see the mess they have made of him, his mother and his elder brother, Jofabro. The mother was my auntie. That is the biggest pain I have, that the two people that led him into the mess are no more alive to see the mess they have made of him. They lured him into spiritism, looking for power where there is no power. Looking for protection where there is no protection. A lot of people will say drugs. Majek is not into drugs. He drinks a lot. He drinks a lot of brandy. Why? Because of too much hallucination. So he's trying to hide under alcohol. Because he has broken so much rules of the spiritism he delved into, so he begins to see things that the ordinary eyes won't see. That is why he's always restless. And in trying to get himself sober a bit, that is why he drinks a lot of brandy, believing when he's high, then he can forget those things. But the reality will always be the reality. That was why I also laughed. When they said they were taking him for rehabilitation, I called them. I said, what my brother needs is spiritual rehabilitation, not drug rehabilitation. His problem was spiritual, not drugs. We live in a society that easily forgets. we don't celebrate, in quotes, our celebrities. You have so many of them who are right now in penury. Some have died, wretched, and all that. There is nothing in place either by the union they belong to or by the government to assist in any way. We chat, we talk with these people at times, and you see they also have this little problem. Once they travel out, it basically cut across board with all of them. They believe when they are leaving, they believe that Nigeria entertainment industry is like a tape recorder. You want to go and ease yourself, you press pause. Anytime you come back, you release. They travel out, they spend years. It happened with Kimono. I was in China when Kimono sent me a song he was coming back to release. He just did it with Alezito. And after listening, I told him, I said, bro, this won't fly in Nigeria. Nigerian music industry has gone way beyond this. He didn't listen to me. The same thing happened to Mandatos. Mandatos sent a friend, Azuka Jibose Moloku. Jibose came, told me, oh, Jibose also called me when I was in China. I said, I will be coming back to Nigeria soon. When I came, we met, and he brought the CD. Oh, this is what Mandatos is coming. I listened. I said, this won't happen in Nigerian music. Nigerian music industry has gone way beyond this. But these people, they come and they tell you, no, man, they will refuse to listen because they believe the state where they left Nigeria entertainment industry, that is where it still is. After you've left in the 90s, you've gone there. They refuse to move with time.
For a long time in my life, I faced trials and tribulations. No money in my pocket, no food on my table. My children were falling sick. I didn't know what to do. I went down on my knees, prayed to Jehovah, then I felt a gentle touch in my soul. That's why I'm singing, somebody touch somebody.
Right now, outside pastoral work, what I also do, I do consultation, sound consultation for a lot of churches and all that. And the basic problem that I have discovered in most churches in Nigeria is because the pastors are not musically inclined, so they don't pay much attention to the music department of the church. What would I do differently? Do I have anything I would have done differently? No. No. If I may answer your question another way, I would say I would have started my pastoral work earlier than I did. I think I tarried for too long. I struggled with God for too long. I've been married years back. My eldest son is 31.
Your eldest son, 31?
Yeah.
And you're looking this young.
It's like I said earlier, our era, you had musicians, but today you have entertainers. Our era, you have, even till date, I still have songs I've written about 35 years ago and all that. I still have them, the notebooks at home. Some of them I've converted to gospel songs that we do here in the church and all that. And I tell them, this song I wrote 1985. They're like, huh? And stuff like that. But today, what do you have? A young man or a young lady comes to you, a sound engineer, beat maker, bros, make beat for me. You make a beat, they freestyle. They don't even come to the studio with songs. They don't even, over 90% of them, they don't come to the studio with songs. You make the beat and they just, whatever comes to the head, they drop it. The rudiment of music is no longer there. The little things. We were organizing a concert some time back, and I insisted, as the program director, I insisted all the artists that were to perform, come with your CD, let the band, because we decided one band would back everybody. let the band rehearse your song. They will rehearse it before you come for the rehearsal. This particular artist, who I would say was in the grade A category of Nigerian artists as I then, kept dodging. Then he got to the day of the final rehearsal. He was the first to come, but he kept dodging. I would say, oh boy, come and rehearse. I say, bros, no, let this one rehearse. Everybody rehearsed. It was not left him alone in the evening. Where's your tape? He didn't come with his CD. I told him, you are not performing. He pleaded and pleaded, okay, which song do you want to do? What key? I said, bros, which one be key again? I said, what song do you want to do? And I said, okay, yeah, any fella song. I said, pick one fella song. He said, Water. I know Water. I hummed the bass line for the bassist. I said, what key do you normally do it? I said, bros, which one be key again? And I was like, so with those kind of people at the vanguard of the industry, where would the industry go? I give you another scenario. When Nigeria hosted the Junior World Cup 1999, there was this, throughout the period of the competition, there was always performances, musical performances at the National Stadium here in Lagos. Then this particular day, an artist who also was, as at that time, in the grade A category, he's now based in the UK. First of all, the musicians, his band guys, they were wrong to go on stage and begin to tune their instrument. As a guitarist, you're supposed to have your tuner tune backstage before you get on stage. They got to the stage and give me C, they were tuning. And this guy was screaming at them, start, drummer, start. I said, boy, cool down, let them tune. Say, bros, I beg, tune when I take the spoil music. I tune for studio before I record. I looked at him, I stood up and I walked away. He harassed the drummer counted, the band started. The bass was distuned, the guitar distuned. Immediately started, the white man that was coordinating the signal to the engineer to switch off. When he came down and said, with those kind of people at the vanguard, where do you expect the industry to go to? We have lost it long ago. We need to come back, we need to retrace our steps. First of all, I will ask the federal government of Nigeria to scrap all the unions. Whether P-Man, NOM, whatever they call themselves, government should abrogate all of them, scrap all of them. Then get a team of entertainment lawyers to write a proper constitution and create a new body for the music industry in Nigeria. To be run by a team of professionals, not musicians. It is only in Nigeria that I know that musicians run musicians' unions. Abroad, it is not like that. Most countries I know of, it is entertainment lawyers that run the entertainment unions in those countries, not the practitioners, not the musicians. In Cote d'Ivoire, every other place, in America, London, everywhere. Let the government scrap P-Man, NOM, whatever, all the unions that has to do with it, COSON, all scrap all of them. And make sure no practitioner is part of the day-to-day running of the union. They can be board members, policy maker, but not as the Secretary General or Chairman of the day-to-day running, no. First of all, I would say it's the grace of God. It's a gift. 2, I exercise a lot. Then 3, I mind what I eat.
If we do not tell our stories, who will? And if they do, they'll tell it from their own perspectives. Join us next time on another episode of Tales of Our Legends. I'm Monica Moradio Sweda.